You've said that
Of course.
a lot of your work, or almost all your work, is essentially autobiographical.
Yes, anyone's is.
Writing.
There's been resistance to the ugly spirit. That day, I was walking down the street and tears started just streaming down my face. Well, if that happens to you, watch out, baby. That day...
That was to put me off writing for many years. I was writing sporadically. I will write something I think is good at the time. And looking at it later, I say, my God, tear it into very small pieces and throw it into somebody else's garbage can.
So with my cut-ups, I was attempting...
experimental writing.
With my cut-ups, I was attempting... Pleasant, beautiful dreams.
Experimental writing.
It didn't make much sense to me. And, frankly, it didn't appeal to me.
Seems to me to be coherent once you know his method. Burroughs.
That is me.
He bewilders me just a little bit, even now.
There are, of course, many ways in which cut-ups can be done. One very simple way that I've used frequently is just take a page, cut it down the middle and across the page, so you now have 4 sections, and you rearrange the sections in a different order. Copied out phrases from newspapers and magazines. This was simply, of course, applying the montage method, which was really rather old hat in painting at that time, to writing. As Brian said, writing is 50 years behind painting. The next step was cut-ups on the tape recorder. There are many ways of doing these, but here's one way. You record, say, 10 minutes on the recorder. Then you spin the reel backwards or forwards, just like that, without recording. Stop at random and cut in a phrase. When informed of her death, he said, "It is necessary to travel, it is not necessary to live." And you have a new juxtaposition. Now, how random is random? We know so much that we don't consciously know that perhaps the cut-in was not random. The operator, on some level, knew just where he was cutting in. Dr. Benway, ship's doctor, drunkenly added 2 inches to a 4-inch incision with one stroke of his scalpel.
Experimental writing.
When you experiment with cut-ups over a period of time, you find that some of the cut-ups and rearranged text seem to refer to events. Remember. So cut-ups put you in touch with what you know and do not know that you know. Well, that's for me. I'm going to get some of that.